The oysters and beer part without. Well, I guess I should cut it out if I'm going to keep it. Okay, so let me get a new image. Image new. Of course, it's 1280 by 720. 1280 by 720. So there's my beer image to work with. And let's go here. Nothing there, nothing there. Of course, I want to get the name in there, so let me catch that name out of there. And we'll even do the. There we go. And we'll paste it as a new layer in there. We'll edit and paste as a new layer. That way we got the oysters and beer and who he is. We'll take who, we'll separate them into two pieces because I want to keep on the same format like I've been using. I'm saying, okay, here we go. Hit cut. Paste as a new layer. And we'll slide that up on the upper right because that's usually where it winds up with. And the oysters and beer, that doesn't really matter, but we will put that in there just to, I actually should rewrite it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's go to select none. And we put the oysters and beer out of there. I could just take that and make it into take it to layer size. Okay, then I can slide it and then resize it. Now I can do this. That's what I can do. I'll take that and say image. We go edit, copy, paste as a new layer. Now I can get rid of that and select none. I've got both those in there. And now we make that to the, well, let's slide it where we want first. I think I'll slide it down the bottom, make it bigger. There, we'll scale it and we'll put it down the middle. And we'll make that to the image size, layer to image size. Tap that top and slide it up a little bit more and make it to image size, layer to image size. So we've got those two layers right there, and these can go. Let me take a look through here. I want to catch him looking up. I took that. There you go. There's one. But I don't have the top of its head. There he's tilted a little bit. There he's tilted a little more. Now I wonder if I could. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm having a hard time figuring out the one I want. I wish I had a whole, the way his position on the camera was, it didn't catch him good. That little tilt right there, that's fine. Okay, Harv, we're going to get you right here. I'm going to cut him out here. I'm going to cut it. That way I'll see that I took something off that page. Paste as a new layer. So there he is. And we'll move him down so all this stuff is always on top. And we'll put a layer on top and we'll put a layer on the bottom. The reason for the bottom, if I want to paste a new layer under him, I'll paste it here. If I want, well, from that little piece of video in the beginning there, I've got myself some images and a tiny idea what I'm going to do. And we will go to, let's see, pictures. And I've already labeled these Harv. So I'm going to load a bunch of them inside of here and rapidly go through and see which ones I want to keep and which ones I don't. There's a lot of them that I won't be able to use, but I capture a lot, and I'd rather look at it here and kind of explain what I'm doing than do it when I'm off camera. It's a lot of pictures, and it's going to take a few seconds to load them here. If I could narrow myself down to a couple when I first started, it'd be nice. But every once in a while I get a little carried away, and I want to look at all of them when I finally make my decisions on what one I'm going to use. And it won't even let me close this up until it loads them all up. I guess I can get them flat. There you go. Okay, here it is with the oysters. The oysters and the beer is what drew my attention. I thought, oh my God, I could do the oysters and beer. Oysters and beer with Harv. And I think I will keep this, let's see, now with GIMP, you say, okay, now what I want to do is put that view, fit the image in the window. That way everything's in the window. And I think I want to keep this the oysters and beer part without, well, I guess I should cut it out if I'm going to keep it. Okay, so let me get a new image. Image new. Of course, it's 1280 by 720. 1280 by 720. So there's my beer image to work with. And let's go here. Nothing there, nothing there. Of course, I want to get the name in there, so let me catch that name out of there. And we'll even do the, there we go. And we'll paste it as a new layer in there. We'll edit and paste as a new layer. That way we got the oysters and beer and who he is. We'll take we'll separate them into two pieces because I want to keep on the same format like I've been using. I'm saying, okay, here we go. Cut. Paste as a new layer. And we'll slide that up on the upper right because that's usually where it winds up with. And the oysters and beer, that doesn't really matter, but we will put that in there just to, I actually should rewrite it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's go to select none. And we pull the oysters and beer out of there. I could just take that and make it into take it to layer size. Okay, then I can slide it and then resize it. Now I can do this. That's what I can do. I'll take that and say image. We go edit, copy, paste as a new layer. Now I can get rid of that and select none. I've got both those in there. And now we make that to the, well, let's slide it where we want first. I think I'll slide it down the bottom. Make it bigger. There, we'll scale it and we'll put it down the middle. And we'll make that to the image size. Layer to image size. Tap that top and slide it up a little bit more. And make it to image size. Layer to image size. So we've got those two layers right there, and these can go. Let me take a look through here. I want to catch him looking up. I took that. There you go. There's one. But I don't have the top of his head. There he's tilted a little bit. There he's tilted a little more. wonder if I could. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm having a hard time picking out the one I want. I wish I had a whole. The way his position on the camera was, it didn't catch him good. That little tilt right there, that's fine. Okay, Harv, we're gonna get you right here. I'm gonna cut him out here. I'm gonna cut it. That way I'll see that I took something off that page. Paste as a new layer. So there he is. And we'll move him down so all this stuff is always on top. And we'll put a layer on top, and we'll put a layer on the bottom. The reason for the bottom, if I want to paste a new layer under him, I'll paste it here. If I want something on top of him, I can paste it there. So let's go back where our image is. There's the last one because that's the one I drew from. Now I don't really have a use for that image anymore, so let me thin out my images. Discard that one. There's a thumbs up I want. Oh, there you go. We need the thumbs up video. Or the thumbs up image. Let's zoom in on that and see if I can't just get that thumbs up. If I can cut that out. I can put that back to the beginning, and I'll just do some click, click, click in here. And catch that hand. I think I'll just hit it roughly, and then I can clean up any details I need afterwards. I did not check my tools, and I should have, because if I'm doing this, okay, I don't have it. I didn't. I was going to say, if I made a feather, I would not be real happy right now, because I don't want to feather it. Okay, select from path, edit copy. I'll go over here and go paste as a new layer. So there it is. On top of everything, we'll slide to one side. Here we go, and we'll increase the size of it. I'm going to reset that because I want to keep them in proportion. I don't want to mess up that proportion. So I lock the length and the width, so if I pull it, it stays the same. Okay, now we've got a thumbs up symbol. Take that and turn it to the image size and see if I can't trim it a little bit. Select. We will grow by 2, and if I hit delete, you see the edge looks reasonably sharp now. You can't, I could tell it, but you couldn't tell it. I suppose I'd have a bottom layer just so you could see. That's really okay. That's really okay. I kind of like that sharp, and as a matter of fact, no, I don't want to do that. I get pretty picky. I get pretty picky about what I do. That I know. Sometimes there are things I do that I just, that no ways in the world do I have to. I'm going to take and copy that and paste it as a new image. And let me clean that up just a little bit there. Just a little bit. We're going to select from path. And then select none. That took just a little tiny bit out in there, a little bit in there. I'll show you something that's really neat that you can do. Really neat. If you got a couple places like that, if you have a drawing where there's several places like that where you want to remove back in, let me get this in close. This whole thing is to learn different ideas and techniques. So I'm going to show you something here. If I go like this and go here, 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 select from path, and I paint that black. Now if I take that and say select or edit, copy, now I've got that little tiny paintbrush. And if you look here, you'll see the little paintbrush because I copied it. And it's a temporary little tiny paintbrush. If I click here and then okay, select none, and I pick that little paintbrush out, that's what I can do with it. So if I go up here and say erase, I can go on top of my drawing and go, okay, erase that in there. And I can erase that spot. See it? Let's go in here and we'll erase and erase. This really didn't warrant doing that, but I wanted you to see that it could be done. If you have a lot of places that needs to be done, that little bit that you're doing there would help a lot. It's the same as if you wanted a curve. I'll go here and get rid of them. And we'll do a curve brush, a reverse curve. So I go like this, and I do a curve like that. And now I want to select this area. Select from path. Now I can paint that black. Select none. Now I can copy that. Edit. Copy. Now I have a paintbrush because it's my last copy, and that's my paintbrush. So if I click and say I want a paintbrush, wow, it got that a little bit blown out of proportion. And there's, oops, select none. You can't do two. I haven't got where you select two at once. And there you go. So if I want to go over here and go erase, I can go, well, let's see. Let me make my size a little bigger. Not that much bigger. I use the close brackets to shrink it. Now again, that's not the most useful thing in this particular instance, just because, wait a minute, or is it? Maybe I could do something. See, I'm looking at that flat finger and saying, how could I make that round? How could I do that? Select none. So what if I did this? I take that smear, and I'll smear that out. There it is. I've got it smeared out now. Now I hit the erase. Look at that. Perfect, no. But you see what could be done. I know you see what could be done. If I wanted, I should have made a paintbrush in the shape of that, but it's okay. The main thing is to demonstrate what can be done. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. You make your own little custom brushes for custom little small jobs you have, and it can make your work a lot easier. Especially if I had a bunch of fingers to do, a bunch of things like that to do. Then that's good. If I'm doing flowers, if I wanted a bunch of flowers, I could make that flower pattern and use it over and over again. So let's go back and shrink this down, and we'll copy that. Let's just filter it first. We'll take it and sharpen it a little bit. Enhance, then sharpen. Do a little more sharpen. Okay, so now we got a good thumb to use. And I'm going to make a copy of that right now because I'm going to try something else with the same engine, same image. What if I take it down and index it to about 9 colors? Oh, I like it. That's a good thumbs right there. By changing that indexing, it totally changed that image. That's a nice one. Okay, let's select everything, invert it, invert, and we're going to save this. We're going to save it as a brush because that's going to be used again. So we're going to go copy it. Then we're going to select. We're going to paste it as a new brush and call it thumbs up. HUM thumb up. Okay, so now I've got a paintbrush like that. If I go back over here in this, I go select none. I go, well, let me get a paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? There's my thumb up paintbrush. Look here. There I go. Now I got a paintbrush I can use forever. There's a slight difference on some things between using a paintbrush and using a pencil. Okay, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of all of them in that layer because that's all my thumbs. I only need one thumb. So I'm going to get rid of all my thumbs and put one more thumb right here. And let's select that, select that. Let's select invert, invert. Go to the layer below, paint it, select none, and we'll take and give that a little bit of a blur. That's that black layer underneath. See right here? Here's the top one, and there's the bottom one. We're going to blur that bottom one a little bit. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. See a little bit of blur? Give it a touch more. And now when we put the top image on it, it's got that slight outline to it. And we can merge them down, merge down, merge down. And that'd be a good, you know what would be a good paintbrush. Okay, let's go back and say undo merge down. And we'll take this one here and we'll offset it. Oh, look at that, see? We'll give that thumb a 3D looking thing to it. Okay, make that layer to image size. And that's too dark as shadow. So we lighten the shadow up a little bit. And there we go. Good. Now I can merge it down. I can copy that again. Copy it all, select, invert, copy, edit, paste as a new brush, and we say thumbs up, S for shadow. Okay, now if I go select none, I can take that thumbs up, and when I do it next time right here, it's got the shadow on it. So I've got another little tool that every time I work on something, I can add more things to it till I finally have a giant, giant toolbox to work with when I'm doing my images. So let's back that up. We don't need that. Two of them in there, one's enough. So I've got that little black edge. Did I have the black edge? Yes, that's okay. See how picky I get? I see that little tiny black edge right there and going, man, I don't know if I like that or not. Oh my God. But I think it's fine. And I've got another brush in my toolbox, as I just said. Okay, so it's thumbs up, Harv. All right. Now let's find something else to put in that image. So far, that's his image. This one here, not really. We got to go. I think we've got enough there. Unless we decide to use that YouTube inside somehow as part of the picture. Let me do a quick idea here and see what I think of it. Okay, view, and we want to zoom it to fit in a window. And I'm going to cut this out in here. We'll use that part right there. We'll bring this in to include the YouTube, and that's all. And we're going to take that image and say crop to selection. So that's it right there. Now we're going to take this center part here. And see, it's going to select one. So I think when I click this, the other one will disappear. And cut that. And I don't know how this idea is going to work. So again, everything I do, I play. Select none. I'm going to select all of that. Select all. And see what happens if I put it over here. Edit paste as a new layer. And it's going to be much, not that part. Oh my God, look what I did. I told it select it, didn't I? Copy. Edit paste as a new layer. Okay. Now I'm going to see what happens if I use that as my border. Fit image in the window. Let's see if I can drag that out, what that will do to my... Disconnect that. And drag this down. Okay, let's do this to scale it. It's a lot of space used in there and wasted. Maybe I can cut it a little bit more. I just thought it might be nice to have that YouTube employed in the... Here we go. I can cut it out like this. Select none. Well, I've got that frame up there if I want it. I may or may not want it. If I do use it, I'd have to drag some things around. That might not be bad though. It might not be bad. Let me get rid of that for now and see what other things I can use. Okay, I've got him here, I've got him here. These drawings can all go because I've got it. Now this one not necessarily because we got the Batman on there. We've got the Batman on that shirt. Let's see these other shirts. Is there a better Batman somewhere? I don't think so. Oh, I'm going to get rid of some of these. Okay, gone. 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 I kind of like that little tilt there. Yeah, that's why I did like it. That's the one I got. Okay, let's get rid of that. Well, I got rid of that too soon because he had the beer. Okay. Let's see what we can do with that beer. Capture that beer. Copy. Paste as a new image. And let's blow that image up a little bit. Tilt it a little bit. And see if we can't make that bottle and use that bottle. That seems good. Now let me cut out the background of that. Now look at that, I got my hand to cut the background out with. I want to just have this beer and see if I can find a way to use it. I might not be able to use it. But if nothing else, everybody see how you can pull a piece out, and if you want to use it, you can. Okay, let's see that right there. That's not bad. A drawing pad is really a neat thing to use. I keep talking about drawing pad, but I don't want to use a drawing pad yet because I want everybody to know you can do exactly what I'm doing with your mouse. You don't need a drawing pad or anything special. Okay, let's make this layer to image size. And I'm going to take this, cut this right in the middle. Copy. Paste it in place. And that's in a new layer. To a new layer. And I'm going to flip that. Then I want to take that flipped layer and slide it over here. Make that to image size and cut off. Now I know I've got the good shape of that bottle. That's basically what that bottle is, the way it should be shaped. I'm going to that bottom. I'm going to get rid of that. And if I take this and slide it to the bottom, you see what I want to do. Select none. Now I can take and with this image here, I'll duplicate that just for the fun of it, in case I'll duplicate that one for the fun of it. And let me use by full opacity. Now you see what I'm doing. It's going to be all clear out of the frame and everything and say, Jesus, that's not the way that bottle is shaped. You're pulling it clear out of the area and everything. What you doing that for? And you'll see it really doesn't matter because I know there's some people out there looking and going, oh my God, what's he doing that for? What's he doing it that way? The reality is it's the easiest to show. Now I got to drag that green over there a little bit to make it look right. Go back to my dark brush again. Hey, how sweet. My wife just come in and she's just dancing around and she's wanting to sing, but she's not singing because she knows I'm in doing my video. Now we put this one back in and watch what I can do here. I'm going to choose that. Oh, I'm got to choose the top one, huh? Select none. I'm going to choose that top one. And all this out here can be erased. So if I go to this layer, down here, and I hit erase, that's all gone. And there's my bottle. Roughly, there's my bottle. Perfect, no. Good enough, yes. Now again, if I was really going to do this, I'd want to throw some shadowing in it. But for what I'm using it for here, this will work excellent. And if I merge that down, can't merge it down if it's not lit up. No, I don't want to light it up. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Get rid of it. So if I select this outside edge here, and say select row by 2, that should give me a pretty darn good bottle. Undo grow. I'm going to say select grow by 1, and that's giving me a pretty good bottle. And all I have to do is hit delete to get rid of all that outside area, and I've got a bottle. Take that bottle and sharpen up a little bit. It's going to be so small it won't matter. We're all carried away over something that won't really hardly even matter. Let me choose it again. There. Select invert. And there I've got just my bottle. Edit copy. Edit paste as. Look at that. I got a new brush. Beer. All right. Now I've got a beer brush. And we'll go back here, and where can we throw a beer at it? Or do we even want to use a beer? We don't know that yet. We just we're still playing. We're gathering resources. And let's see if I print that beer bottle. That's a pretty little beer bottle, isn't it? Oh my God! All that for the little tiny beer bottle. Oh, but look what we can do. Oh my God. Harv, I hope you have a sense of humor. Let's see if he has a sense of humor or not. Look at. Okay, Harv. Oh my God. I don't think I'll use that in your final drawing. You might not appreciate that. I don't know. I think it's hard to tell about people, but you kind of sometimes get an idea what they're like. I think he'll get a kick out of this. I think he'll get a kick out of all the bottles. Where did I put his bottles at? Oh my God, there they are. No, that's not them. See why I tell you should label things? Oh my God. I put it on the. Okay, look at it. I'm going to label. Oh my God, am I going to get myself into this? Okay, here's border. There's the name up on top. There's the beer bottles. There they are. There's the beer bottles. See? And they're a little bit too bright. They ought to be faded out a little bit. If you really want them to look like they belong in there, they've got to be faded out just a hair. So you add just a touch of opacity to them. And they don't stand out as much. Now, I said before, when you add an opacity to something, you make it transparent. So if you don't want it to be transparent, you have to put something behind it so that it's not transparent. So let's select the beer. Well, where's this one here at? Where did I put that one at? There it is. Delete. I don't want that one there. But there's those bottles. What we want to do is take and select those bottles. Select. None. Select those bottles. Select invert. And for a background, we won't add white, but we'll add a light gray. And then that way they won't show through what's behind. A real light gray. Now I can make these a little more. I can make them a little more pronounced. That looks pretty real there. Except I've got that little fuzz of the gray on it. Okay, let's get that gray fuzz off. Select, grow by 1, and delete. And select none. There we go. They look pretty real now. Perfect, no. Real enough, yes. If you get right in there and zoom in, you'll go, that's not right, but I know what happened. I didn't want to get rid of it on that drawing, and I did somehow. I got rid of it there. How would I get rid of it there? I'm not happy what I did. I always say, back up, back up, back up. And what did I not do? So I erased it from my original. So there's always a way around everything. What if I take and save this whole thing? Save as back. B-A-C-K. Save it as a backup image. Now I'm going to do a lot of reversing. Because you're going to make mistakes. People make mistakes. And it's best to show you how do you get out of a mess when you make it. Somehow, somewhere, I deleted that background on those bottles. So now I got to do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z until I find out how I did that. And I think I did it right there. Now there's the beer. Now it's one step before that. There, 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 there. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay, there it is. Now they're back. The background is back in there. Good. Okay, select none. Now if I select those, select from the beer layer, select, and grow by 1. Hit delete. There we go. No little white edge on them, no anything. It seems to blend pretty well with the background, and we got it. Here we go. We have that background. If we want it, we have the name if we want it there. If we're going to use the name, we'll have to slide it down a little bit. Or we can put it on top of everything and reverse it. Watch this. That's what we'll do. There's the name. Now what I'm going to do is make it to the image size. Layer to image size. Now then he won't be. Let me zoom in. Okay, Harv. He's saying, Jesus, oh man, do you ever poke around with shit a lot? Yes, I do, actually, I do. But I've also done this kind of a thing. When it was really, really important that I was right. Okay, now there it is, the image. Let's take that and copy it. Copy. And paste it as a new layer. Okay, so we've got it underneath there too. Okay, so if this goes wrong, we've got a copy of it. Okay, select none. Now what I want to do is, because we've got the black on top of the white, is I want to invert that whole thing. But when I invert that layer, his picture will be inverted too. So I have to use this copy to put it back again. Watch what I mean. We're going to take this in colors, invert, black on white, but look what it did to the image. So now I use the image up here I got, and it's back. Now when I shrink it down, I can take that, I can merge it down, merge down. I can back off from everything I'm doing here, put that border back in, slide that image up on top, and there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Did you have any idea that that was going to happen? Did you really? Now I put it underneath it. Let's make this to always try to keep things in border size if you can do it, to image size. And we'll take this and there's the image. We'll take that, select, invert, select, grow by 4. I don't like to use odd numbers when I do stuff like that. And then we'll paint that, and that'll put a border around that. Now if we go select none, we've got that little black border around the edge going down there. Not that that does a lot, but I kind of like it, so. Okay, Harv. Again, I get so wrapped up in my drawing sometimes I forget what I'm talking about. I didn't need that oysters and beer in bottom because I got it there. Well, I don't need it there now, do I? So I could get rid of that. Okay, oysters and beer with Harv. The YouTube thing on the outside, we've got a big, big thumbs up. Now we need some images to fill in over here. And just for fun, we're going to throw a couple of these, or we'll put these in later, because I'm going to do a little flash picture, a GIF from like a little intro looking thing. Let's look at these pictures here. There, I like that picture. I like that one. We're going to catch her out of there. We got to catch this whole thing out of there. Copy and edit paste as a new layer. And that can be behind him, so we can slide that down, 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 and slide it off to one side. Now let me get rid of a little bit of these. I got too many things in here. Gone. Get rid of that one. We don't need it anymore. Gone. Discard. That one, we don't need that one anymore. Sometimes you just have to get in there and start cleaning up. Saying, I don't need this stuff. I gave myself all these choices and I didn't need all this stuff at all. But you never know when you start. I had the one where he's drinking. I thought, well, I'd like to do it with him drinking that beer. But I don't think so. I kind of like right there where he's doing the oyster. Especially if I put all those beers around him and he's drinking, want to make it look a little rough. I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look funny. That one can go. That one can go. That one can go. That one I'm not sure of yet. He had some nice singing in the background too. I'm not sure if it's his friends or not. But again, you always have to guess at stuff. I think it might be. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might want to use this as a paintbrush. Okay, edit. Copy. Paste as a new brush. And call it frame. How you see how your brushes build and build. Over years you get a lot. I had hundreds and hundreds of brushes before. I had so many brushes that I couldn't load I had to use a special folder when I wanted to use my brushes because I had so many of them. Gotta save that. Because your GIMP program tries to load your brushes so they're available for you. Okay, so where are we at here? We don't need that one. We've got her. That's kind of funny. That guy's kind of funny. And I think it's best if he's pointing the other way, so we will take and point him the other way, and we'll cut him out. I can just hear how say, well, it's okay with me, but my friends don't really like being in your pictures. Oh my God. I hope that's not true. Okay, now let's paste as a new layer. And there he is there. And we'll take that brush and we'll take that thumbs up and put it down. It looks like it's sucking his thumb there. That's not any good. That's not good. Okay, we'll make that to the image size. And let's see what else we have here to fool with. That one we get rid of now. We've used it. We'll take a piece out of here. Harvey seems like he enjoys being with his mates and they enjoy him. So I think that this idea of having these guys with him is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping, I guess a lot. I guess on what I think people would like, what they wouldn't like. I mean, I have to do that. There's no way I can know for sure. So we can take him. I think we want to take, where's his face at? That's the face? Okay, I'm going to label this face. Then I'm going to paste that other as another layer. Edit. Paste as a new layer. So that means I've got to take and slide that face somewhere else. If it's over here, I can slide her down. And that's the girl. And slide her down. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe I got to reduce his size a little bit, because she should be all visible up there. So he can be reduced in size, I guess. Let's reset it. Let's keep him in proportion. We don't want him like a chubby face if he's not a chubby face. Scale. Good. Now I can take that actually and cut that piece out in there and in there. So if I slide him to the very top, up, 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 and then I move him, okay, select none, and make that 2 layer to image size. Good. That's good. So we've got him in the middle. We've got one little space there. We've got the thumbs up. Oh, let's see what else we've got. What else can we work with here? We might not have anything else to work with. We just do with what we have and do it. Oh, there's this. Oh, he'd fit in that little skinny spot. Look at that. That spot right there? Made for him. Okay. Look at that. You've got a spot made for you over there. You belong there, okay? Cut. Let's paste over here. Paste as a new layer. And we'll slide him up there in the corner. Okay. Things are starting to shape up here. Layer to image size. I don't think he wants this faded out in the background. I don't think he would. He talks about his friends like they're a very equal, important part of his life, and I think that they should be like that in here. And because you can always take and blur somebody out a little bit or fade them out, but I don't think that that's the kind of a person he is. He would like that if they're, that's his mates that you can see in there. That's me trying to guess him. You guess personality. Sometimes you hit it wrong. They say, oh, what'd you put those guys in there for? Good God. That's kind of neat. But how can I use, what can I use that at? Or even can I use it? I think that's such a neat thing. And if it even appears lightly, it's a memory for him. You want to make things that have memories. So that might be, if I slide them down, if I slide them down, Yes, I slide them down. Make them to the image size. And I did copy that so I can paste it now, I guess. Paste as a new layer. And it's under him, so let's move that up a little bit so it's on top. And that can be slid over here. That can be slid over here. And the thumbs up can go right there. And we'll make that layer to image size. I'm going to go underneath that, right under that thumbs up. And watch this, you guys. Some of you will know as soon as I click what I'm going to do. And we'll select from path. We're going to do a yellow. No, first we do a black, don't we? We always do a black first. Okay, let's do a black. Paint a black. We select and shrink it by 4. Then we do a yellow. Then we move that thumb just a little bit. Go select none. Move that thumb up a little bit where all the shadows are caught in it. And look at that. Look at that. Isn't that something? And select. Oh man, we would take that and put it to layer to image size. And we'll increase the size a little bit because I wanted to do something special here. We're going to increase it just a little bit. That's good. Make it to image size. Layer to image size. Now we want to take that and select it. Select, invert, and in the very top here, we want to delete. And in the border, we want to delete. And select none. And I have no room to write anything on it. Oh my God! I got it so filled up with everything, and it doesn't have room to write anything on it. But that's fine. But that's fine because this is the image. This is the image. We will use a little piece of this as video. We'll make a 10-second video from this image, and then I can make a thumbnail on top of that. So we actually double that, and up here would be my, here's what it would be my, no, we might be able to make an intro from that. Let me make my thumbnail on first on top of that. I'll make my thumbnail, then we can worry about all the rest. We'll call it a intro? I don't know. My God, I don't know what to call it. It's a GIMP something. Okay, first let's put another layer. I gotta really think what I'm gonna call this, because it's got so many different. I don't like that background right there. I don't like that white. That'd be better off if that was a water blue, a deep water blue. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So that means these go because I don't want those. I don't want that. I want that, and I don't want that. I'm gonna make a new from visible. New from visible. I just like that color better than I do having that white in the background of it. I probably could even get better yet, but I'm not gonna. Oh my God! Look at. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Right? Why would I ever say I'm not gonna? Because then it makes me want to do it. Do some kind of a pattern to that. It's so small it hardly matters, but it's still plain. Okay, so where's a paintbrush? Pick a paintbrush, Jack. Here's a paintbrush. A paintbrush with some kind of a design in it. I don't care what it is. There's like a little acrylic brush in there that'll, if I put this at the very bottom, that gives it a watery look back there, doesn't it? Doesn't have to look very watery, but it does have a watery appearance to it now. Depending on your imagination, I guess, right? Okay, yeah, that looks kind of watery back there. That's good enough. Okay, now I can get rid of that visible again, and my other one make two more visible layers. Okay, new from visible, new from visible. On that top layer, make my thumbnail, which I will make in gaudy red. Maybe a burgundy. A burgundy, dark red. Give 'em tutorial. Give 'em tutorial. Oh, you know what? I've got a new term. I'm making up channel art. Channel art. You all remember that term channel art and use the term channel art because that's my invention. I never heard of channel art anywhere before. So it will be neat if I start seeing that because I've never heard the term channel art. Not the way I'm using it anyway. So there's a thumbnail there. We need to put a background in it. We're going to take and put that to the image size. Slip a background in there. Now, do we want a background or do we want... Okay, look here. I always like... Okay, I get in the middle of doing something and I go, wait a minute. Maybe this would be better. Maybe I'll just take this and select all those letters out. Select all those letters. Go back here. Take and increase the size of my selection. Grow it by 4. And then paint it. Oh my God. Yellow? That's so gaudy. Oh my God. Maybe I can get by with that. That's not bad. I could even use it bigger. Okay, select grow by 6 more. Look at that. And we'll put another layer in there. That's not a bad color. It's not too gaudy at all. Now that's the color. Do I want it darker or lighter? A little bit lighter. Can't even see it really. But then that's okay. Because at the very bottom, and then I can go select none, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, give it a tiny bit of blur, and we're fixed. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, GIMP tutorial, channel art, name of it. Okay, file, save as. No, export as. CHANNELART.jpg. Good enough. Export. And save it. Alright everybody, have a nice day. Visit this guy's channel. Harv, thank you for letting me use you here. I hope you didn't mind me talking about you so much in the background. And I'm very pleased to have had a chance to draw this out. I'm going to do something which I have no idea what it's going to look like because I've done this before. Sometimes they look good, sometimes not. If I take this and say, okay, let's export this. Now, if I did something special, if I start doing special things, I can. But I'm going to try this with doing nothing and say, let's export this as a GIF. A GIF. And I'm going to animate all those different layers in there. Crop to the layers, do it as an animation, loop it forever. I don't care what you do with the layers underneath, and that might not be a good thing. I might have to think about it, but at least I'll get to see what this looks like. And then if I can go to screen captures, channel art, and let's look at it. Open up with image viewer and see if it looks any good. With very little work I can make it work out there. I throw a couple of those thumbs in there, thumbs in there. And if you notice when you change it to a GIF, it turns it into a much different, it doesn't show all the colors. It doesn't a different amount of colors. It also makes me realize that that layer, that very first layer, if I'm going to do something like this, probably would be better off if it was actually ocean or I had more of that in there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this or if I'm even going to use it. But at this point, it's a video.